As we were just discussing, there was some daring do's. The session began with Margot unconscious and on fire, with her heart ripped out of her chest and flailing like a spiky kraken. Trying to grasp on to anything that it could in order to drain some life from it, bring something down with it. And you guys managed to save her after she was grabbed and thrown off the ship and taken off with a couple of mechanical beasts. They decided that she was the new priority rather than the ship that tried to abscond with her. Seamus said nope. There was lots and lots of math and falling, and it was a very heady session, but it was awesome to have this like mid-air fall battle, back and forth tug of war with an unconscious body, in which the soldiers came out on top, just barely, on so many different occasions. But the luck of the dice proved true, and you retained your companion. And you were all back up on the ship. One of the last ones of them, the half mechanical gnome with the blade and shield arms, bamfed out of there to a place that you guys do not know. You searched the ship with a very high roll, didn't find them, and just still kind of on your mind of like what's happening with this creature that attacked you. And now you are settled down a little bit. The ship seems to be mostly intact. It's not and Tierman expresses that it's not performing particularly well at the moment. And that's she's struggling a little bit right now. She's doing okay though. And you guys have kind of some time to yourselves. What do you do?
What time of day is it?
It's about late morning, because you guys met up with Tierman pretty much at dawn, and then took off kind of.
Didn't we take a couple hours installing that core?
Yep, a couple of hours on the core, taking off, fighting, searching. I'd say it's probably around like somewhere between 11 and noon, or 11 and 1 or so.
Who's driving this ship right now?
Dyer.
Okay.
Dyer never left his post as the pilot.
I mean, we didn't die because of Dyer's driving. Sometimes I kind of felt like we could go too, but...
Nose diving straight down into the ocean.
Yeah, no good.
Goslin, maybe you and I should take some turns learning how to pilot so we can at least switch it up if we need to. It seems like you've got a hankering for it, and I feel like I couldn't do much worse than what I saw out there.
I'm gonna make my way over to Dyer and check on him.
Ah, Master Dro. How goes it? Oh, there.
It's been better. I do have to give you kudos for your expert is maybe not the word to use, but the one I can think of at the moment, driving.
Adequate. Let's go with adequate.
I was trying to be nice, but yeah.
I am of no delusions that I know what I'm doing here. But I'm glad I didn't kill everyone, that's certain.
Yeah, and I know everyone's back on the ship. Tierman's not too happy about the damage. I mean, it didn't help when creatures land on it. And she mentioned something about a hole on the side of the ship, which is a little concerning.
Yeah, I can feel it kind of pulling to the left a little bit right now. I assume that's because it's lost a little bit of and he like takes his hands off and like puts it back in dynamicism.
Yeah, and I don't even want to know how that got there, but I think as long as we're still afloat and we have everybody with all of their limbs intact, and we'll take that as a win.
I shall do the same.
Where's Tierman?
Is everyone all right?
Seamus is pretty beat up. Honestly reminds me of a couple fights we've had before. He's walked out on his literal last leg. Yaslin seems fine. Tierman's upset of the ship. Margot's the one in question.
And how is she doing? Will she make it?
She's one hell of a fighter. I don't know how much she actually remembers, to be fair. But there is a discussion needed, for sure. I don't know how much you saw when she, went unconscious.
Essentially nothing.
You were
I've been focused.
probably lucky. The horror, the best way to put it, was something seemed to take control of her body and turn into this tentacle creature as if she was like the host. But it only
Well, that's
seemed to affect
disturbing.
it popped out of her chest. But Yaslin was able to get close without really many scratches. I mean, there was literal scratches, but no damage, unlike mechanical beings that we were fighting. It was almost as if it knew the difference between friend and foe.
Interesting.
I will say, and you have probably caught on very quickly, she is a very mysterious individual.
Quite. That much has always been apparent.
And she tends
And this,
to...
are you saying it? And it looked like what we fought. The tree.
Kind of like vines, yeah.
Oh my.
Do you know... Is it that tree? The one that we killed?
And you are standing in kind of like a cylindrical room that has like these panels on it that just reflect the outside. From like outside looking in, it looks like walls and windows, but in here it looks like open sky. There's no breeze hitting you, and Dyer is up in this thing. And he can kind of interacting with this, and as he like moves with that hologram that's projecting out in front of him, these like little replica wings move, and it maneuvers the ship as well. You say it looks like vines. So describe it exactly, please.
Almost as if, I guess it could be the vines or the branches, but it seemed as if it had a mind of its own, and it was just in a frenzy, swinging at anything it could. And Margot was unconscious, being flailed around. I don't think she had control of that. It was honestly terrifying, and seeing it burst from her was was very concerning. I've never seen, I know she's powerful. She likes to let us know that. But I don't.
Heard several large concussions during the fight. I assume that was her.
Yeah, she's really grown attached to those fireballs.
I'm surprised.
But that, whatever that was, is, I don't think her power. But it is also hard to tell because she is so secretive.
Well, she did tell us that she connected with the tree. You know, when we first fought the automatons that were being controlled by it, she tapped into it. She was the first of us to know what it was.
She's also tapped into a lot of stuff, connected with a lot of people and things.
I wonder if this time something tapped back.
Is bound to happen, I would guess. The amount of times she does it. The concern I have is a previous conversation that we had prior to that encounter when we were devising a plan, and she was pretty adamant on sacrificing herself. So
Right.
that brings up concern.
So she has a compulsion to throw herself off into oblivion. Stay close to her, Drill. There's plenty of tales of something powerful taking advantage of those in desperation. Oftentimes, if the tale is not a tragedy. It comes down to the trust that the individual has built in the companions around them. I am an artist and a romantic. And as such, I cannot state this strongly enough. Love is its own type of magic. That seems to undercut reality to several degrees. If this ever goes poorly with her, love may be the one bastion she has left. Make sure there is plenty of it.
That is still a term I'm getting used to. Slowly.
Goes both ways.
Just kind of grin a little. I gotta go check on the rest of them. I'd imagine Seamus has probably found a dark corner and went to sleep, because it is honestly early for him, and the other two, I'm honestly not sure where they wandered off to, and one of them being off on her own is a little concerning. So
Yes, either of them being on their own is concerning.
that is a fair point.
Uh-huh.
I should go find
So,
him. And he just turns
What
and
are you
starts to
still
walk.
doing here talking to me?
Turns and starts to walk out.
I don't know what you're talking about. Trouble? Could it be me?
We are perfect angels.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm imagining every story about like a descended archangel like going too far and like destroying shit.
The rules weren't posted anywhere.
I took the rules as a guideline that I vaguely follow.
Just a suggestion.
So, Seamus, man of the hour. Where are you at? What are you doing?
Yeah, I would like to take a rest at some point here. I guess I would try to get with the team a little bit. I mentioned possibly relieving Dyer at the helm here. Yaslin, I guess, where are you at right now?
Yaslin's looking for food.
And if you go into the helm, Dyer kind of takes a look at you, Seamus, and says, "Don't take this the wrong way, but I don't think bleeding into the console is what's best for the ship."
Points taken, I imagine. Not his. Maybe another day then. Or at least later.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'll find a place to crash then. Are there separate rooms? What's the sleeping quarters look like?
There are sleeping quarters.
I'm gonna start opening doors.
You guys can call dibs on any of these.
Margot wants a queen size bed.
Which one is that?
The last image.
The bottom right. Yeah, the last image.
Got it.
Oh, can I have this one? Is that a bunk bed? Can't.
It kind of has a loft.
I'll take that one with the loft.
All right.
Oh, that one.
I'm assuming Seamus does not want the one with the skylight.
Yeah, that's kind of was my first thought. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to hang upside down very comfortably with that there.
Yeah.
Joel will take the skylight.
Maybe which one? Did somebody take the first one in the set?
Oh shoot. Yeah, Margot. Oh dang it. The order that I have them in my files is different. Okay, so Margot took. Okay,
The big
Margot
one,
took the one.
the queen bed.
Got it. I don't know why, but it threw them into things in a different order. Okay.
Like the big oval window there, singular window.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Yaslin, are you taking the one with the skylight then?
Yeah, the one that had the loft on it.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a pink curve above.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay, cool. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so what's left is the one with the 3 windows or the one that looks like a corner room.
Either one is fine, bro. Have you?
Corner room.
Okay.
If I got rid of the mattress, it kind of looks like a coffin.
If I removed all comfort from this room.
You are welcome to do so. Yeah, so Seamus, you can go and claim your room. Get some sleep.
You'll see one of the doors. There'll be a mattress like leaned up against the wall on the outside in the hallway.
Margot's already splayed out on her bed. After she cleaned herself up and mended her armor, and she looks fantastic.
There it is.
After you look fabulous.
Yes.
Margot is definitely a do it for the gram girly.
Yaslin, you're the first to find the kitchen.
Hey, I should not be trusted alone in here.
It's like Dro is looking.
And as you get in here, you can essentially figure out that this kind of like egg-shaped thing just like makes food. It essentially like auto-cast like create food and water.
Nice.
5-course meal, here I come.
Mm-hmm. And if
You're
you
stopping
guys...
at 5?
I'm starting with 5.
And if you guys enough to so up to 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water, really it downcasts it, so it's like single portions. But I love this. It's sustain up to 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours. I think Yaslin's more on the steed side. And if you guys invest heavily into this ship being your ship, eventually it could potentially cast Hero's Feast instead.
Oh, that's a
That
Or
would
that
be
would be-
nice.
That would be a heavy investment to be able to get it to do something like that. And also, Yaslin, up on top of this like thing, you see a globe. And there's like a little pink ping as the globe very slowly moves, indicating the location of the blisswing. You can see that you guys are kind of like running parallel to the coast, leading up to the tip of a white and frosty peninsula.
nice. Is there like does it like show any extra details on that map, or is it just kind of a topography kind of type deal?
At the moment, it's really just topography. It doesn't show like country borders or anything like that.
Okay.
Again, this ship and the ships that I give you, highly customizable with the right resources.
Yeah, alright. Well, I think I'm about to eat like 3 meals. 3 people's worth of food, correction here. 3 people's worth of food. In the finest of meats.
And Dro, it's not too hard for you to eventually find where Yasmin's at. And unsurprisingly, like you walk into the room and Yaslin, what is your face currently stuffed with?
It's like a huge turkey drumstick.
Renaissance fair style.
Oh yeah.
I think he'd stop and just kind of be taken in by that globe. Probably clock the snowy peninsula and just kind of stare at it.
It's really fancy. It'll make you food.
The globe will make you food.
That up there, that thing above it. Yeah, maybe the globe. I don't know, I just asked for, like, meat.
Not surprised. Besides hungry, how are you doing?
Almost fell off the ship, but aside from that, I'm alive.
Right. You almost fell off the ship and then you wanted to be thrown again.
We were close to the water. It would have been fine.
Do you remember the conversation that we had in regards to don't put yourself at risk?
Vaguely. Sounds familiar.
I feel like it's a common conversation we have after all of these fights.
Okay, well, I technically feel like I wasn't the one at risk here.
I mean, that is fair. I mean, you did spend a decent amount of that fight, I think, hanging on the side of the ship. I honestly don't know what happened there. You were just gone and then you were there.
Yeah, sort of what happened. It was honestly a little fun down there. I definitely left a huge hole in the ship, though.
Wait. You're the one that put the hole there?
I will admit to nothing.
Oh my... Does Tierman know
Okay.
that?
No, maybe. Please don't tell him.
I didn't plan on it. I don't even want to know how you put the hole there. There could be many, many options with you on that.
That's my tail.
That was gonna be my first guess. Okay. Did you see Margot?
The weird, tentacle viney thingy that was coming out of her chest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. And I didn't touch her. I dumped water on her.
I mean, she was on fire, so that was helpful.
You know what that was?
Enlighten me.
I don't know what that was asking you.
I don't know what it was, but I do know what it looked like. And I have a wild suspicion Margot tapped into something she shouldn't have, aka the creepy tree creature that we obliterated.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it wasn't her.
Who else could do that?
Tap into creepy tree things?
This group, literally me and you can punch it and piss it off. Seamus can do some black magic, literal shit.
Literal black magic?
And she pokes around in people's personal space in their head.
Oh, did you see Seamus jump off the ship?
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Again,
Yeah.
he can fly. Kind of. Sort of. Maybe. We
It's
can't.
not flying, it's falling with style.
I will say,
Yeah.
though, that was probably the most reckless thing I've ever seen Seamus do, and I am for it.
Honestly, it was pretty badass.
But I had a feeling he had a plan. And to be fair, you or me would have done the same thing. You made it very clear you wanted to jump off, so.
Yeah.
The difference is Seamus always has a plan.
Well, one of us has to.
It's not gonna be us. And the only other person took a nap in the middle of the fight after she blew up 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then literally turned into a weed whacker.
This too happened.
So,
Should probably, we're gonna put her in the hot chair.
absolutely. In our defense too, she technically started this whole hot chair thing. So,
She did. Didn't she also say like a question for a question or something?
yeah, that's
to
out
you?
the window.
That's out the window? Dang.
When you turn into a literal living plant when you're unconscious, that is out the window. But we may want to keep an eye on her.
Okay. I will.
A very close eye, not, oh, she's standing there, I see her.
So, like, you want me to babysit her?
No? I feel like if any of us did, one of us would end up dead.
Not it.
And I've already had a fireball thrown at me by her already.
Technically,
That's besides the point. I think it's more of just checking in on her. Right now, I can imagine she is probably asleep after she decided to clean herself up after sleeping most of the fight already. So I think right now, a few hours of rest for her is what she needs. And I think that goes with Seamus too, because he didn't look too good.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I mean, besides witnessing one of my friends turn into a living plant, half robotic people and fully robotic creatures attacking, I mean, I feel like it's just another ordinary day minus the human plant.
Fair.
I don't think it's settled in yet, considering we've just taken off. And Gerald's just gonna kind of start to actually take in the surroundings of the ship. I will say, though, this definitely beats walking.
It does. Although, I really wouldn't have minded walking. I think some of us might have lived a little more luxurious of standards.
I really hope that's only directed at one individual.
Yeah, it's largely just Margot. I've noticed. Seems to really like the high life. Nothing wrong with that. It's just...
Yeah, and I guarantee the next time we see her, she's gonna be all cleaned up, dressed up, like nothing had happened.
Oh, I'm sure she will act like nothing happened. Although,
I
she
mean,
was unconscious, so she probably doesn't even know anything happened.
yeah, she probably thinks she did it all herself.
That sounds like a lot.
But I mean, to be fair, I'm not complaining about the luxury a little bit here. I'm just still taking in everything. How much longer is the voyage to Aurora's Rest?
You're not sure because you're not piloting yet. You haven't really asked Tierman the velocity. When you do, though, basically you've got two options. You can either go forward and try to make it all the way at the risk of the ship degrading and falling apart because of the damage, or you can try to land it and repair and then resume. But going straight to Aurora's Rest is taking the ship. It can only move at like 60% speed right now, so it's a little slow.
So I think the travel time may have increased because of that whole encounter. So it might be good to have a conversation with Tierman once she calms down and chat about the strategy and what she would recommend to do. And also probably a good idea to have somebody somewhat on watch at times, which I feel like either lays me and you right now in this situation.
Yeah.
And I have a wild feeling you're a little busy as he looks at the plate of food that's in front of her.
Just a little bit.
I think I'm curious on exploring the ship. Something about being in the sky is fascinating. Is there a opening at the top?
Top of what?
Like this room that we're in?
No,
there a
it's
skylight?
concealed.
Okay.
It's like this is pretty well centered in the ship.
Okay. Just going to walk up to that device and get some food, then walk back next to Yaslin. When you're done, if you want to explore as well, just come find me.
Got it.
And guys, give me a perception check as you're in the galley here. Cool. Easy. As Dro goes up and gets his food, you go up and essentially there's kind of like a button that has like a hand on it. You go up and press it. You hear a mental prompt, like, what do you want to eat? And you say it, and as you do, there's a little number above you that ticks down by 196.
Take the food and start to wander and explore, while also keeping an eye out when he's outside the rooms, like out on the main deck and stuff, looking out for any more unwelcome visitors.
Okay. Give me an investigation check for wandering. Right. Okay. Well, first of all, you do not find anybody on the ship. And anything in particular that you're looking for?
No, not at the moment. I think he's more just taking in what he can see, considering last time he was on a ship, he didn't have a choice but to stay where he was.
Yeah.
And he's also still curious on the humming or the vibration that he heard and felt when he was helping Tierman install the core.
Oh, okay. With that one, give me a perception check there. Kind of, you sense it again, but only like when you're really looking for it. And there's this sense that Just something is there, but you're not sure what. Like just a presence on the ship in general.
I think as they go and explore, that just sits at the back of his mind. Not
Okay.
an uncommon feeling of a presence over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dro, give me a perception check and a D100 for watch. It wanted to be a natural 20. Okay. You're kind of, every few minutes you're pacing to the outside of the ship or a window or something, somewhere where you can like look around, and you don't see anything. Skies seem pretty clear. You can start to feel the ship shaking slightly in different areas. But nothing malicious catches your eye. Do you go get some rest at some point?
Eventually, I think Joe would go back to his room, but does want to do something before he goes to sleep.
All right, what's on his mind?
I think once he settles down, Dro's gonna pull out a ball bearing from his bag and set it in the middle of his floor and cast darkness on it. Fill the room up. And just kind of sit there. And then eventually take the sword off his hilt. Or off his hip. And kind of set it there. And the promise is still a promise. Even though there is a detour, and honestly, heading back home without you feels terrifying. But before we were ripped apart, I told you I would find you, and that will still happen. And Margot mentioned that there might be a way to tether us again. Plus, I know how you feel towards her. So just hang in there. He's gonna take the sword and prop it up next to the door. Drop concentration on darkness. And put the ball bearing back in his bag and lay down.
Okay. Go ahead and take a point of inspiration. All right, Yaslin, you're up on watch. What are you doing?
I think she kind of like stays kind of on the main deck area, but definitely a part of her does kind of want to explore. And so she's going to like find like the lower levels of this place and just kind of be a little nosy.
Yeah. So give me an investigation check. 7.
Yaslin's version of Nosy is like sticking her head into place, kind of rummaging around. Maybe she sees something interesting. And then walking away from it all.
Yeah, but she's getting her steps in, and that's what's important.
Oh yeah.
You discover your room. You discover the lunch galley. You discover the helm, and what is clearly Tierman's lab.
Oh.
And
Got
you
it.
poke your head in. You poke your head in, and it looks like if you step on the wrong thing, it might explode. It's probably like a.
I'm like, I'll save this one for later.
Mm-hmm. And I'll post this one in the chat here in a moment. And as you go about, you find a sorry, I was working on this and I got into a conversation with Drew. You find like a meeting room on the 3rd floor, and essentially there's 3 floors. There's like towers that have different buildings inside of them. Like the helm is essentially a tower above the deck, but then there's like 3 floors, and most of the housing is on like the 2nd floor. And on the 3rd floor, it's this large open room with like kind of a war room style conference table, and like a big opening above with like a glass dome with stairs leading straight up to the glass. And I'll post the exact visual here in a moment. But this is very clearly like the fancy meeting room.
Oh.
And it's easy to remind yourself of some of the ones that you've been in Tolney.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Much less pink in Tolney, admittedly. Anything specifically that you are nosing into?
I think she really would just kind of. She would. I kind of want to go into that laboratory. If I enter very carefully.
Oh, you're good.
Go into Tierman's laboratory real quick. It'll be okay.
Have I long rested enough to heal yet?
Nope.
Before the ship catches on fire. I'm just poking around. Oh, maybe she has like a secret diary hidden here or something.
You go in and didn't have one for this one yet. So you walk in and it's just like covered in. Oh, you know what though? I didn't create this image yet, but there you go. You walk in and that's the state of the room. Like while almost everything on the ship is like got like some gilded filigree and like some nice decorations and stuff, this room has no cares. It is dark and dingy and greasy and smoldery and has like low lighting. It contrasts pretty significantly with the rest of the ship. And it's nothing but like drawers and shelves and drawers and
kind of
shelves and
groaning monster in the background.
Yeah, strange.
right, just like
What is living in here?
there's a couple of cages in the back. Cages are probably too small for the creatures inside them. But yeah, it's you not being a techie person. This is like kind of
All of
gnarly
this looks
to
kinda
be in here.
Do
Are
I
you
see
looking for
any-
anything?
Do I see any like papers around?
Give me
Notes.
give me perception on that. Yeah, there's kind of there's like some very bad handwriting,
Ooh.
like pages like stuck underneath like some sort of like half of a large bullet shell
Huh.
is like used as a paperweight, and then there's like another section that seems to have like rolls of paper like chunked up.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you look at the papers on the desk, it seems to be like mostly like mechanical plans.
There like a blueprint of the ship somewhere?
Not on the desk. That's not it. It's more like
Ah.
chicken scratch. But there's some large rolled up papers like in one of the shelves.
Oh. Yes. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go over there and
Sure.
unroll some of them.
All right. So as you do, it's pretty clear that you have found like blueprints. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go, guys!
Almost as good as your saving throws. Your charisma saving throws.
Oh my
these are
god,
so
that
good.
dying.
These are blueprints, and it
Hmm.
looks vaguely ship-shaped.
Wow! Does it look like there's rooms on this ship-shaped blueprint?
Say that again?
Does it look like there are rooms on this blueprint?
Yeah, maybe. There's boxes placed around the ship.
Okay, there's no labels. It's just boxes.
Yeah, it's in Tierman's like bad handwriting and like
Oh,
it's on like blue
no.
paper and like white pen, and you're not even sure if it's common.
Oh, God.
It's probably not.
Ugh. Right, well, I'm just gonna roll this back up, and put it back where I found it.
Okay.
Tiptoeing back the way I came. I think I will go back to my room, lay
Okay.
on the loft thingy, and just kind of relax.
Sounds good.
And probably
Give me
fall
a
asleep up there.
give me a perception and a D100 for your watch. Okay.
Oh gosh.
As you get into the room, and let me see, you had the one with the skylight, I think. Yeah, you did. You get into your room and like as you like lay down and plop, you kind of stare up, You see essentially a portion of the clouds above you get darker
Huh?
for just a moment.
Huh?
And then it disappears.
No. Okay, I'm gonna go to the
I've never told you guys that before.
I'm gonna go to the helm. I climb back out. I'm like, okay. It was in the clouds.
I don't know, you were staring at the clouds above your window and then they had gotten dark for a bit. And a big portion of it, especially considering that you're like how much farther away you are to the clouds. And then like something big made that much cloud cover get dark. So like pretty much all of what you could see out of the window dimmed
Nice.
for a minute. Hey, that's enough out of you. Yes,
Hey,
I love you.
yeah.
Now go lay down.
I'm assuming like the ship is being helmed by somebody.
Dyer's still at the helm.
I'm gonna go to Dyer and be like, yo, did you see the sky get really dark?
Oh, whoops. Sorry. Did you guys not get to see this because I forgot to check things?
No.
Walk into
Oh,
the
that's
room.
sick.
You guys didn't see that last time?
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool.
I was wondering why I didn't get any reaction out of you guys. It's like, I thought this was pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, I.
Wait, I was the only one that saw this? Are you talking?
I guess so.
I was like so zoomed in, I just zoomed out.
Dyer's perception check says. Oh, he. No, I didn't see anything. This is admittedly taking more attention than I wish it was.
But you're flying. Oh, Dyer, you're the one flying the ship.
Yes, I'm aware, and it's. This is not my forte, alright?
Does
This
thing
is
have,
something.
like, cool, fancy sensors or something? I'm assuming it doesn't, but
With the quality of the ship that Tierman has made, that would not surprise me. Do I know how to operate any of that? No! Not in the slightest.
we just start pushing levers.
You're going to?
Why?
Listen. If things go wrong, we'll just flick it back to the position it was in, and that should solve it. Correct?
So I want to apologize for leaving the barbarian by herself.
Unattended on this fun ship. Dyer's there!
Yeah, I
While
know.
everyone else is sleeping, Dyer.
If this doesn't kill us, I'm killing Dyer.
Dyer promoted Yaslin's chaos. Okay, listen. We just have to find like a button that looks like it turns something on.
This thing is incredibly sensitive. I barely have a handle on how to keep this thing upright and doing what it's doing. I do not want you to change anything without the guidance of Tierman.
Where's Tierman?
No idea. Big ship. Go find her.
Alright, I'll go find Tierman. And then we'll get back here.
All right. So you can. So essentially, not to drag it out, you eventually find Tierman. She gets up here and it's like, so what's happening?
There was like a really big dark thing that went over the ship.
Oh, that could be anything.
Okay. Well, could you narrow it down?
No, that's what anything means. It's not vague on purpose. Look, she comes over here and like, as she comes up, there's kind of a chair that like raises up and like props her forward, and she like kind of messes with the controls over here in a bit. So like, look, it wasn't. I don't know. Yes, this thing has scanners and whatnot. They don't keep logs of everything it's come across, but I'm not. If it was something that the ship would have like considered a threat, or was it within the proper distance of the sensors, it would have flagged it somehow. I'm not seeing anything.
Okay.
So it wasn't. So I can tell you it wasn't close enough for us to identify it as another ship. I mean, it wasn't another ship, it just wasn't close enough. If that's the case.
Meaning that ship was humongous.
Based on the way you're behaving, I would say yes, whatever it was humongous.
Okay. Well, don't know who's flying the ship for the rest of the night, but, you know.
Well,
things
if
go wrong,
I'm
let me know.
if I'm allowed to go back to sleep, I can fly it. And
I
give
guess I did kind of wake you up.
tired. Yeah. And her hair is like full on like puffed out. Yeah, no, just a couple more hours and I can give dear Dyer rest here. That would be most appreciated. Thank you. No problem.
Alright, well, I guess I'll sleep on it. And I'll let you sleep on it. And then Dyer can sleep on it.
Sure. Okay. So Yaslin and Tierman go back to bed, both of them. And Seamus, you awake as it's starting to become dusk out. And everybody has completed a full rest. Oh my gosh, puppies, stop. I'm gonna kick you guys out. Here we go. Now everybody's got a character that they can actually work with. Okay. So, Seamus, you are up.
Top of the morning to you.
You say that. Are you still in your cabin, or did you come up to the helm?
I'll come up to the helm with everybody here. What time is it, by the way? It probably is not morning now.
No, it's about with the time frame that I said. It's about 7. As the early stages of dusk are settling in.
That's a odd time to wake up, but I'm glad to be waking up. That was your
Oh,
mute.
there it is. Dyer's not there. He's off asleep.
Is Yaslin up here? Are you up here right now?
I think Yazlin's probably might be sleeping in a little bit.
You say it's, dusk.
Yeah.
Okay. I think say Joe probably wouldn't be in here. He would probably just be out on the main deck.
Okay. So it's really just Seamus and Tierman are at the helm. Sounds good.
Do you mind if I have a stand-in?
Not at all. Could use another pair of hands that knows what they're doing on this thing. Because, if I'm supposed to be flying and something breaks that needs to be fixed, otherwise we're gonna die, I'd rather have a backup.
Yeah, given that everybody's got about half a day experience piloting a ship right now, I figure I might as well take a whack at it too.
Sure. By all means. She kind of jumps up on the ledge here and just kind of like kicks her toes. And as you get up there, there's this essentially this like blue dome with like little wings inside that mimic the wings here and then on the larger ship. And as you go in, you can start to like move your fingers to manipulate each individual wing. And it's like manipulating about 10 different things, each in a 3D space, all in kind of like a harmony together. And so it is a little bit of a tricky process. Roll me a sleight of hand and an... yeah, I'll give you this for investigation to figure out a pattern here. Ooh. Okay. So pretty quickly you come to understand the pattern that needs to happen. You understand it pretty quickly. It's just like you get to control each one of the wings, and while that is very difficult to do, and it's a lot of different things for you to keep in mind at the same time, it offers a lot of flexibility. You can, with a little bit of like experimenting, you can make the ship do different things that would be very improbable on a traditional ship. And as you're working on it, it's kind of your mind is moving faster than your fingers have the muscle memory to keep up. So you're doing quite well for like as she instructs you and like as you go in and like she describes like how to maneuver things. You're picking it up mentally pretty quick, and it's going to take time to be able to build that in your hands itself. Like, and after a little while, there's even like a bit of hand cramping that you have to like take some breaks for. Picking this up pretty quick.
A little different having all these wings and just one body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the idea is that, well, for the whole ship, is that it's supposed to be able to do what most other ships can't do. Wasn't able to really understand how to make it any more simpler than this yet. It'll get there.
That's not very simple. Yeah, need to build up some hand muscles here, I think.
Right. Yeah, not often do people already have like the dexterity of like moving their fingers like this. It's kind of a weird thing for sure. But I believe in the design. I think someday it'll save some lives to have it this way.
I've saved a few already.
Right? She kind
I
of
was
pats her seat.
I was thinking about maybe taking her back over the coast a little bit in case we need to put her down. It'll be easier to put down on land than it will in the water, unless she floats.
She can. It's not her strongest suit. But honestly, we've been keeping her up, but she took a bit of a hit. There's, before we've continued to trudge north, I would like to spend a day or two docked, or at least stationary, to try to get things back up to par.
Is there
If you
anywhere?
really want to push it, we could, but it's not my best advice.
No need to push it. I mean, we might have some of them mechanical dragons or whatever they be coming after us still, but maybe we can put her down somewhere with some cover, or if there's any population in between here and there, that would be ideal to get supplies too.
I don't know. Never made this trip before. But fairly good bet that there's no ship docking. Honestly, Wibble was it's basically Wibble and Aurora, and between there, the airships are not exactly built a lot. So I'm thinking, and the ribbons can help to suspend her if there's not a proper airship port, but we'd have to find someplace that would allow that.
Maybe a valley, or at least something that we can get some natural cover on, at least a flank or two. Something that would maybe be less easy to see if they are coming after us. We'll just get it over by the coast and see what we've got available. Keep an eye out.
Sure. Do you want to do a check for that now?
Yeah, I mean, we can all steer the ship in the direction of the coast, and we can start to look, maybe get the others on board and get some more eyes on it.
Sure. So yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check, or Tierman will help you out. She's got a +5, so you could give her advantage if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, dang, nice. Okay, so you do kind of pull it over more towards the coastline, and you see a lot of beaches and whatnot. You see a couple of small towns that just look like a fishing village. Probably not well suited to, their port is probably a fishing dock that has rowboats. But there is it's about an hour and a half of you kind of looking, and as you're going, you can kind of feel the ship starting to struggle a little bit more as it keeps going. Just a little bit more of a shake, a little bit more resistance in the wings, and there's a slight pressure inside of them for you to push against, almost like each of the wings kind of feels like each of the holographic wings is like a gel almost that pushes back against your synapses on your fingertips. But you feel them vibrate and shake and kind of twitch every once in a while, like they're not quite functioning well. But Tiermean eventually kind of points out, and there's this kind of rockier portion, and there's some stone columns kind of in this beach, and there's so it's kind of like an elevated space before the shallows and then like the beach beyond. She points out and she says, we're not exactly hurting for options here. Actually, we are hurting for options. That's the best I've seen so far. Go over there, control the ribbons to like station us down, and it kind of set and make a nest, like make a net for the ship to kind of weigh down on, and that way it's not like all the pressure's not on the keel of the ship. That's the best bet I can see so far. We can keep looking if we
which
want.
one here is for the ribbons? Which of these?
Outside. You got plenty enough to control. You don't want to try doing the ribbons at the same time. Trust me, I've tried.
I got you. So just bring it in slow, then, I guess.
Yeah, indeed. And as you guys get a little bit closer, she also points out, oh, and there's... I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but looks like there's a... And you can see it too as you guys get closer. There's a shipwreck over there too. Might be able to salvage some of it to help fix the ship if it's still in decent enough condition.
It's a 2-for-1.
Yeah. Right.
Let's take a look.
All right. And for the rest of you, you've had your rest. Do you guys come back up, or are you just kind of wandering, doing your own things? Specifically, let's start with Mardigal.
I think she would have gone out and started trying to mend what small fragments of damage she could. Because I think mending can only do 1 square foot of damaged material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, no larger than 1 foot. So all the smaller damage that she could fix and prestidigitation clean up, she's trying to just clean up a little bit of the mess left from the fight to help Tierman out a little.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me. And make it 2D100. Alright. Jeez, good rolls. You're out there working on that for about 2 hours, just fixing up the small stuff. And there's a lot, because there's like little bits and pieces, like little scuffles, like little pieces that are scratched. The area, most of what you have to fix is like all the tiny scratch marks that you made when you passed out. And as you're over there, you're concentrated on this one area that is just like, there's little like marks all over the place. And you remember fighting in this spot. And you remember being engulfed in flames and then like passing out, waking up in a different part of the ship and finishing the fight. And it's just kind of odd that there's all these like weird little scratch marks and you're trying to put it together. You didn't know all of their abilities, but it didn't really seem like anything that the bad guys were doing. You didn't see like scratchiness in their wheelhouse so much. But it takes you a good 50 minutes or so of just trying to fix up those bits. And Margot, as you kind of dress yourself and clean off your clothes, strip down your garments to like go to bed and whatnot, that little tattoo that you have of like the twisty tree, like kind of hugging a rock with its roots, you swear there's a new branch on that tattoo. But maybe it was just something you didn't notice before.
Yeah, I mean, she was trained in she was raised in a militaristic manner, so she's gonna fall into that. Post-battle, she's rested. She's just gonna start repairing equipment materials and just focus on that rather than trying to cope with whatever happened. Time to compartmentalize and get to work.
Sounds good. Anybody else doing anything before you guys make landfall?
I think Dro is just laying on the main deck looking up at the moon. He can see it.
It's kind of a cloudy night, but it's spotty. There is a sliver of moon that comes out just every once in a while. Just a crescent.
I'll just sit in silence and stare up and watch it appear and disappear and reappear.
All right. Yaslin, anything for you?
I think Yaslin would actually check in at the helm just to make sure that weird ass shadow thing didn't come back. And afterwards, she'd be out on the deck, just kind of looking up, even though it's
Sure.
not super visible.
Sure. Give me a perception check. As you're like keeping out for this thing, you're like, there was something there. 22.
Her paranoia kicking in. She's not a paranoid person usually, but that was bigger than her, so.
Right. You don't see it again. And the clouds are like a little dark because it's getting into the evening, but you hear thunder at one point. And these are not rain clouds.
Huh.
And sounds pretty far off. Okay. So as you guys are coming up, you kind of come in and tuck in, and as you are coming down, Seamus, give me a perception check as you are trying to like pilot this thing, and also a sleight of hand. Okay. You see what Dyer was kind of talking about as you're coming in. This thing really does take a lot of concentration. And so you're not really able to see much. You kind of just like maneuver it and come in, but as you start to come in, you see, and Tyrion kind of points them out, there's harpies, little women with bird wings flying off as you're landing. And let me see what we can do. Can you guys see this?
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Me too. I finally sucked up and upgraded my Chipeku
They have such great
Subs-
maps.
subscription to include animated battle maps. And so as you guys come in and settle down, you essentially move the blisswing over here, and between Tierman and everyone else, you manipulate the ribbons to kind of grab onto these stone columns and like settle yourself down in, and you kind of create a hammock for the ship. And as you settle in, most of the harpies like scatter. They're kind of like, they stay nearby, kind of like watching this thing that like has invaded their space. I guess it's a bit darker than this at this point. So the ship is settled down, and you guys are in this new place, and Tyrion kind of walks out on the decks. Like, oh, this ought to be about as good as anything.
Is there only, like, from the main deck, one door to the inside of the ship, or are there multiple entryways to the inside of the ship?
There's definitely multiple.
Okay.
Yep. So you guys are standing here, and it's definitely a little bit eerie as you have like all these like, and there's like some light giving off from the ship, and you see like the reflection of in the harpy's eyes as they're like kind of like scooting around, like watching it. Like you see a couple of them like conversing.
Do I know anything about harpies?
Give me a history check or a nature check.
Could I do that as well?
Sure.
Which one is it?
It's either history or nature.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay. Could have been worse.
Dro, you've heard about them before, and like they're definitely a creature from like lore. You know, they're generally like a bad sign for those that come upon them. Seamus, you know that they have kind of a song that can ensnare its listeners.
That's what I was afraid of. I'm gonna plug my ears.
Sounds good. You know that they tend to operate in like hit and run tactics. They're pretty cowardly. They don't like to stick around. But they'll like swoop in, get an attack, and then back out.
With my fingers kind of similar to what I do when I'm talking to somebody, except for that's like a big open ear, but this is like definitely like I'm plugging my ears. I'll turn to the others and say, like, super loud, because my ears are plugged, that you've got to be careful with these harpies. Their song, you get right to your heads. I'm sure that my neighbors right now love me, by the way.
was like
All right.
messing with his ear now since he's standing right next to Seamus.
Right. And Tierman like pulls something out of her bag and like that's headphones and like puts it over her head. Good looking out.
I think they can charm you.
So okay. We're gonna need a bunch of wood to repair the areas that were burned, or scratched, or tail poked, or whatever. She's gonna be a little ugly for a while. Oh, sorry, baby. She kind of like taps the railing. When we get to actual civilization, we'll need new like moldings and paints and like a bunch of other stuff. But really, what we need is honestly, she's starting to slow down a little bit because we don't have that enough griffin silk to repair what was lost. And she was already a little low on that anyways. But she needs lots of wood, sturdy material, fabrics, leathers, things that can patch the holes in the meantime. I'm hoping that this shipwreck can help out there to some degree. And I've got some materials, so it's a little bit of labor and a little bit of hunt and discovery to see what we can find. So how do you wanna go about this, guys?
Well, it's probably not a good idea to go alone with what Seamus said, these harpies and the amount that are currently here.
Yeah, probably not.
Why do I
Perhaps
feel
you should
like
wait. Sun's up.
maybe?
What did you guys say?
We could get started on the repairs with the supplies we have through the night, and then when the sun is up, go hunting for more.
Are we just gonna leave those creaky feathered chicks out there?
Do you want to fight them?
I'm not the
In
fighter,
their
that's your
nest?
job.
Last time we fought, your ship took damage.
I'm aware, which is why we're repairing it. I mean, can we do this without them interfering, do you think? I mean, I can whip up more of these things, and it'll make it harder for something like a
I
song
think
to
the
get through.
faster we're out of their hair, the better.
All right. So I know what I'm doing. What are you guys doing?
How, Tierman, beneficial is it for you to be able to hear right now? And Joe will look to the rest of the group as well.
Why? Like, I mean, it's not super necessary. I just gotta, if we can, I don't know, write stuff down or something, like, that's fine.
I look at Joe and say in his mind, it's not an issue.
No, we can't write stuff down. I've seen your handwriting. it's bad.
When did you see my handwriting? Did you go through my stuff?
In your room.
Yes,
It
Lynn!
was yours. What? I didn't. Nothing was damaged. But your
That's-
handwriting is horrible.
And she puts a hand over her head. The fact that you have to clarify that nothing was damaged is not giving me any warm fuzzies about you going through my stuff.
A little peek. I couldn't understand any of it.
Well, obviously. Nobody can.
Oh. But yeah, I wouldn't trust her handwriting. No offense.
No, that's... My handwriting in common is much better.
Oh,
I would
let me
imagine
let me
that's
just.
what we would write in is common.
Is there like, what are we
You think...
on like
you
a
think they're-
shore line right now? Or are we still on a ship?
Yeah, you guys are on a shoreline.
Oh, is there like a stick somewhere? I would be like, all right. In
Oh, I think we're
common-
still physically on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are still on the ship,
Okay.
for sure.
I was like, we need to test this theory.
You're essentially, like, buoy, kind of suspended on all the ribbons. In
Oh.
between about, like, 6 or 7 pillars of rock that are varying degrees of stable.
That's my next
Fine.
question.
But there's also some of the ribbons are, like, pointed down into the water, more stiff, like under, like suspending, like more like a chair leg.
Hmm.
The reason I ask is with Seamus mentioning, and obviously sound is a big thing with these creatures, as Dro's pointing at Seamus covering his ears. I can eliminate the factor of us being able to hear them. But that also means we can't hear each other. And if those that need the ability to speak and be heard to do stuff will not be able to. So that is an option. But it is a double-edged sword for sure. You guys have seen me do it a few times. It has not actually been very beneficial. It has mostly been beneficial to me to shut people up and looks at Dyer.
What?
But there is, and Joe's just going to try to count quickly how many he sees at the moment, which I think I counted 9. No. Yes. If we want to fight these, from what I can see, there is 9 currently standing. But we also don't know if the fighting will attract more of these or something worse. We could also, Seamus and I can throw out some darkness. I'm just spitballing ideas here. But I think if we go to gather materials, we should all stay together. And nobody goes off on their own and does their own thing.
What are we doing?
Joe just puts his head down.
At this point, Tierman's like already starting to like work on stuff. She like pulls out a pouch and like goes over to the area where like Margot like freaked out. And there's some like exposed wires and stuff. And she goes over and like starts repairing those.
I'll go over with her and start trying to help mend the ends together if she can bring the material and just make it a little better.
Damn, girl, you really made a mess of this.
They were throwing fire grenades at me. I don't think I had much choice in that mess.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about this.
My fireballs were quite a ways away from the ship.
Yeah, those were impressive. We need to talk. But that's not what I was talking about. Talking about this didn't come from no fireball.
Dro's just gonna walk
Whatever
up and
you
put
got-
his hand on Tierman to get her
Whatever
to
you got
stop
going
talking.
on. What? Whatever she's got going on is freaky.
This is
What?
this is not the place to have that conversation with 9 birds staring at us.
What are you talking about?
Let's just say it's a hot seat topic that we will have later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something out here. Does this make it any easier to click on you guys? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna move you guys over just a bit. That's better. Okay, cool. Now we're not having like hitbox collision with the ship.
We're not gonna tell her anything?
Do you want to have that conversation while we have an audience watching us?
Oh, I mean, listen, if they cause trouble, we'll just end up killing them anyways.
And risk more damage to the ship?
Okay, that's a fair point. We'll be careful.
You and the term careful do not mix.
Okay, this we does not include me.
I was gonna say, do we want to talk about the hole that is in the side of the ship right now?
No, you know, yeah, we'll just
As Dro says that, he like stops, make sure Stearman doesn't hear. It is a conversation we need to have with her because it seems like she has no idea what happened.
I have no idea what was happening.
None
Why
of
was
us
I-
do. But she was asleep the whole time. And I would much rather her not go back to sleep and become the weed whacker again.
It's fair. Okay, we'll have the conversation later.
As we're talking, what are the harpies doing?
So far, I'm just kind of like shuffling around, keeping eyes on you. Nothing yet.
Keyword here, yet.
Yaslin, go ahead and give yourself a long rest.
Alrighty.
We'll walk over to Dagger. What do you think we should do? We have an audience, but we also need to get repairs, let alone we have to leave the ship to go gather materials for additional repairs.
I don't know. Look, Tierman needs time to do her work. She needs materials. One way or another, we gotta either deal with or endure these freaky bird ladies. And I am more of a fan of proactivity than waiting for something to choose its moment.
You wouldn't happen to know what languages they speak, do you?
Honestly, it's just common stuff that they learn from those that they ensnare, or when they're, scouting out ships to torture. They are born languageless, and unless they come across, would-be victims, they stay that way. As soon as they hear it, they pick it up. So they establish languages rather quickly, but most of them are only speaking common. So the stories say.
This is a dumb question, but does any of them that are watching us seem to give off, I don't know, like a leader vibe, if anything?
Give me an insight check. $25. No. Specifically, you're not getting a leader vibe, you're getting like pigeons waiting around at like a food truck for fallen scraps vibe.
That's what I was afraid of. Waiting for something else. We're just staring at him all around the ship. Joe's just gonna mention they seem patient, which is a term that none of us are familiar with. This might be a shot in the dark, but I have a feeling they're waiting for something else to deal with us, and they pick the scraps.
Oh, opportunists.
Yeah. As Joe's saying that, he's looking for something bigger and scarier.
Yeah, I know. As you said that, I was like, okay, so what is going to pick us off then?
Margot and Dro, give me perception checks.
You mean Yaslin or me?
Nope, I do mean Yaslin.
Okay.
Yaslin, damn it.
Yeah,
I was
no,
gonna,
don't see
I was
nothing.
gonna say something.
Margot or Yaslin, you're staring at like the shipwreck,
Guidance.
just wondering like, ooh, what kind of goodness could be in there?
Treasure?
Mm-hmm. Which there could have been some treasure from last fights, but something happened and you guys lost out. There was a certain explodey fire hammer that was happening that flew off the ship.
Yeah.
Dro. You look up, Dro, and you pretty much at this point just see dark. The night is getting deeper and deeper. Nothing catches your eye. So what's the play, guys? Stay here, do what you can, and wait, or leave the ship, do something else? or something else.
Would it be smarter to get the materials now and then focus on repairs when we have everything we need? Or do the repairs we can at the moment and then go and hunt for materials? Is Seamus still plugging his ears? I was gonna cast message to Seamus. If you heard any of this conversation,
No, I don't want to fall under the charms.
second use a message.
Yeah.
Option A, we get the materials now, get everything we need as a group, and hope what is bigger and more scarier doesn't attack. Option 2, we do the repairs with what we have right now, and then we go as a group and gather materials and come back and do repairs. Joe just staring at you.
I think they might be waiting for something. As if there might be something bigger here.
Wow. That's.
Good find, Seamus. I would much rather not meet what's bigger, but
Yeah, I'd rather maybe take some action than be reactive here. Maybe we can bring the fight to the birds.
I want to kick off a fight to hopefully draw in whatever it is and then deal with it then. He says his message in his head because as soon as Yaslin hears fight.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't gonna lie. If Yaslin was like, "You want to start a fight?" She'd be like, "Hell yeah, let's go!" And
No, Joe will start half that sentence out loud and then switch to the message spell.
you wanna run.
And as you guys are having this, two of you give me perception check.
I will.
I don't have great perception, so someone else.
Someone needs to be.
I only have +2.
I have a.
You have a what?
Tierman's got 5. She'll take it if you guys don't want it.
You have the same as
I just-
Joe.
I just rolled a nat one. What's the chances of me rolling a second one? Here,
Don't
Okay.
say that! Now you're not allowed to roll!
Or not 20.
Oh, no, you're fine!
All right. Yaslin notices it like a full 3 seconds first, but all of the harpies, they're like, she's looking down at the treasure or these ships and just thinking about treasure, and then all of a sudden she sees several of the harpies' necks snap up
oh shit! And Yaslin's head goes straight up.
and Yaslin, as they all do, they snap back down, and all of them begin releasing their
Oh no!
hypnotic song. And I need everybody to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Here we
Uh,
go,
Sh-
guys.
Seamus, you can roll at advantage. Tierman's gonna roll at advantage.
What? No!
You want to know something? I think
Oh, I forgot advantage on Tierman.
Margo, what was that?
I blame you and your nat 20.
Oh, I got the same one. I got the same thing twice.
Another nat 20? Are you kidding me? Oh.
A nat 20 going down to a dirty 19.
And I got a nat 1.
Oh gosh.
Okay. How many harpies do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Nine.
6, 7, 8, 9. Margot and Dro, roll me a 1d10, ignore 10s, or just roll me a 1d9 if you want to do that in the chat.
1d9?
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. How do you make it roll that?
/R.
/R. There we go.
No way.
You rolled the same thing, no way!
Nice. Okay. So we'll do
Number
this
3 is an enticing song.
counterclockwise. This is number 1. Number 3 is over here. So Margot and Dro, you start. Let me see. The target is incapacitated and ignores the songs of the other harpies. The target must move towards the harpy by the most direct route, trying to get it within 5 feet. Does not avoid opportunity attacks. But will take the safest route to get there. So if you you don't have to beeline into a sharp rock or anything. At the end of your turn, you can make another save. So I need everybody.
You know, I was incapacitated last fight too. One of these fights I'll be able to
One of these
participate
days.
in
You
completely.
won't be in
Mhm.
hole or...
Ah.
Okay.
Oh.
Initiatives.
Yep. So go ahead and roll initiative, guys.
What the f-
So many of the
20.
20s.
How do I not 20 my initiative but not 1 my wisdom save?
She's really hot right now. That's why.
That's why.
you are excited to get to that girl.
Seeing a whole new side of Margot.
Oh no, Margot, where are you going?
All right. So, Yaslin, Dyer, and Seamus, y'all are fine, and the group, as you start to see 3 of your members just kind of freak out and start to drift off towards these things in the distance. And so we will go ahead and begin combat, but take our break here. We'll start off with Margot. So, starting off with Miss Svarad.
I just take my full movement, or do I have to action dash?
Move on its turn towards the harpy by the most direct route, trying to get within 5 feet.
And I know the ship's suspended right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how high up and what's the safest route down?
45 feet from deck to water. And the safest route down would be to go over here. But if it specifically says if it doesn't avoid opportunity attacks, but before moving into damaging terrain such as lava or a pit, and yeah. Oh no! It tries to move towards the harpy with the most direct route, and before moving into damaging terrain, you can retry the saving throws. So the most direct route would be to jump off the ship.
Off the side of the ship. But I get to do a saving throw before I jump 45 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay. I should have used my sorcery points earlier. What the fuck was I thinking? Does the 13
13?
work?
A 13 does work.
But that
So,
was my
yeah,
whole
I'd say-
turn.
It doesn't specify that exactly. It just says target must move on its turn towards the harpy by the most direct route. So I would say you're like up on the edge right now, and then like as you like look down, you snap out of it, and you are immune to that particular harpy's song. But the other ones are fine.
He has
Right.
8 more tries.
Mm,
Yeah. Cool. I didn't like that. It's just so reliable. How can I not fireball them?
And now-
I am going to say that is the end of your turn because it says
Okay, that's what
you are incapacitated while charmed, so that takes up your action.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, cool. Next is Dire. I mean, as beautiful as that is, it's not exactly what I ever wanted to know about it from my own tales. Let's see here. Where is it? Okay, and he's going to kind of slap his hands together and like throw up this like kind of illusionary image of a hero above him, and he's gonna say, "Don't let them take you. It's not worth it." And he slaps his hands together. He can cast Beacon of Hope. So everybody has advantage on death saves, regains maximum number of hit points, and has advantage on wisdom saves. So that is for everybody. That's his action. Wait, what? Level are you guys?
9.
I need to re-import Dire. Let's see here. So actions, bonus actions. Nope. That's all he's got. Whoa, what? Oh, there we go. I was just seeing something while it updated. Okay, so that's Dire. He's going to back up towards the middle of the ship and like cover his ears, and he's just watching out. Okay, Seamus, you are up.
My dogs are barking in the background. You would see Seamus still with his fingers to his ears, just standing there, and then he would suddenly start to have like just mirror images of Seamus just start moving around him, even though I never moved in any way.
With this music, I'm absolutely imagining like Seamus in like underground club music, just like perfect. Okay, so you've got blur on you, or nope, mirror image.
Mirror image, and then I will bonus action hide on the ship.
Okay, where would you like to hide?
Just on the ship, I'll just kind of retreat into the shadows on the deck of, like, you know, maybe where some of the walls come together or something.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna put you right about there, then, away from the ledge. Okay. My first harpy's turn. Yeah, it's going to continue its song. And basically at the bottom of the round, I'll have everybody do new wisdom saves against the songs, and you guys keep track of like which ones you're immune to. So for the moment, the harpies are just going to kind of stay away. Well, this one comes up, it's flying about 15 feet in the air, just kind of calling you with its talons and like gesturing with its wings, trying to get you to come towards it. And essentially it's holding its action just in case. Dro, you are incapacitated, but you can move. Okay.
Drop
Remind
the
me of that
charm.
ability.
I can spend my action to get out of a fear or charm state.
Okay. You take a moment, just kind of breathing. And the pattern of the song and like how it's affecting your mind just breaks. It's one of the few times you fall all the way back into old training with your master. Like back in the temple as he's like walking you through how to control your own thoughts. And it's the first time it's been applicable in like a real life situation. It's like he gave you the seeds, you sowed them, and now they finally come to fruition in this moment, and you are no longer charmed.
Then I will kind of look around, see Tierman, and cast Shield of Faith on her as my bonus action.
Okay, so she just has increased armor class right now, right?
By 2. And then I'll look around. So, the ability to not hear might be nice right about now. But keep in mind, if you need to talk, you have to step out. And that's my turn.
Okay. And Tierman's going to beeline it for her target. And she's just basically like going right across the edge of the ship, and the blisswing is not to scale, but we'll call it close enough. And she's going to do a wisdom save at the end of her turn at advantage. And she'll snap out of it at the end of it, whereas she's just right about at the edge. And she is immune to number 8's song. She kind of shakes awake and is like, "What happened? Why am I over here?" Okay. Rolling a d6 for no reason at all. Okay. Row from up above. The sky is very, very dark, and your ninja senses catch on to something last moment as there's a very large, dark shape that descends quickly from the sky above you. Like, basically invisible as its dark form shoots through the sky. And you see just a series of uncoordinated yellow eyes flying towards you, and it is going to attack you, sir.
I don't like that.
What? What? Why not?
Gosh.
I was wondering what Deep Crow was when I saw all those rolls when we logged on.
Oh, no, nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, first of all, it's going for a, what is this? Target picker tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone for later. Okay, the first one will be a 28 to hit.
+9.
All right, this
Something.
comes down.
I think I have something.
Oh.
No, I don't have it. Wrong character. Sorry. Goodness, silvery barbs don't have that.
I do.
Go dire.
Okay, so I will. Okay, I'll return that damage, and then I'll roll that claw attack once more. Ooh, not super helpful. Okay, so Dire burns one of his reactions for that. So Dro, you take 11 points of slashing damage as it comes down and scrapes you. Second claw attack. It's gonna come in. For at 20. For 15 points, and then for the third portion of its multi-attack, it'll come down and try to bite you. So it comes down and by the time you like gets its claws in, which are like coming down first, and it comes in for the bite, you've taken a couple of hits, you're able to manage to dodge just underneath it. And it misses, and it moves away and up. You can take an attack of opportunity if you like.
You're muted.
I've been muted. I can't reach him. Oh, there's the tutorial picker that you were talking
He does
about.
not have flyby. You can attack him if you want.
Yeah, I will.
When he's still over here. Okay. Shit.
That fucking hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you know what? Because of that too, I'm pumping a smite in.
Okay.
Which
Which type of smite are you doing?
just normal divine smite,
Okay.
which is an additional D8, but it's crit too. It's a 7 or not 7, 10 on normal plus the crit though. Because wouldn't that double
Yep.
too?
Is it 2d8 without the crit, or is it
2d8 without the
2d8.
crit. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that'll double that again. So roll 2 more d8.
Okay. $11.
11. Nice. Comes down, does fly by, and you twist around and slice it right along like the back right flank as it flies away and lets out like a horrible screech somewhere between like a bird and a beetle. Just...
Oh, I owe you 2 con checks too. For Shield of Fate.
Oh, okay, cool.
It drops.
All right, Tierman's back down to her measly 12 armor class.
That's what I was afraid of.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll do that one. Well, that's not good for you guys. I have another one. And it sees Tierman all by itself.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
And I already used my reaction from Dire. Shit. I was not thinking about this. This is just random how it happened here. What the hell? Oh, weird. Okay. A 23 will hit, but Tierman's going to throw up a shield, and like even as it like bypasses and gets her, it's up for potentially the next ones. So she's down 12. Then the next claw comes in. And that one misses. She's got a 12 naturally, so it'll bump up to 17. That one does not hit. And then the final attack. That's too high. That'll hit Tierman at 15 damage, and she is looking bad. Like the first one kind of comes down and claws her arm. It's like sort of ripped to ribbons, and then like the mandibles come around and like bite her and like kind of pierce into her chest, and like she is lifted up, and she is grappled, and restrained, and both she and the bird are going to use the remainder of its flight speed. So I had to drop out, so it's burned about that much. It's going to move about 20 feet off. 1, 2, 3, 4. With Tierman in its beak. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna come over here. It's continuing its song. Yaslin, you are up as Tierman screams as she's bitten and slashed.
Oh, well, there goes our ship captain. Alright. So it's 40 feet to the water. How close is it to this ledge?
That's about 15 feet.
Okay. 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 Don't worry. This is flying, so I can't really do anything about her. So we're just gonna take out the problem. Right?
I should have silvery barbs. I'm sorry. It's like half my spell list is gone or something.
Oh, okay.
Several of my spells are gone. Let me. I'm really important.
Alright, so getting down to here, would it just be 30? Like down onto the ground.
Yeah, the falling speed will take out of your movement, so that'd be
Yeah.
5, 10, be 25 feet of movement to get there.
Okay. Alright, well, thankfully enough, so I'll go ahead and I'll jump down. So I have this thing that's the instinctive pound. And so as a bonus action, when I rage, I can move up to half my movement speed. Do I need to expend my full movement speed yet, or does it tack to my total?
No, I'd say it just gives you an extra.
Okay, so then I would
Extra
probably rage, jump down, and then I'll run over to this bird.
Okay, and you take. I assume you rage before you hit the ground.
Yeah.
So you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage when you land.
Okay. And then I'm gonna run over here, and this bird is where I can hit it. I can't really tell with this map.
Yeah, that's basically like a rope bridge going down that's pretty loose. So as you're going down, give me a dexterity or give me an acrobatics check.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're doing just fine. It really, like, with your rage, you're really barely even touching this thing. You go, like a couple of big steps, and you are perfectly fine.
Alright, and then I'm gonna take my 2 reckless swings with my great axe.
Okay, go for it. The 20s are present today.
Let's go! And I believe I now deal a +3 to my rage damage. So let's just
Jesus.
Okay, so 3d12, but does that include your brutal critical?
yeah, the 3d2. Yeah, it did actually include 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry about the rolling that I'm doing, guys. I just forgot to randomly generate the harpy's health, so I'm doing that all around the map.
And I'm gonna roll my second attack. Oh my gosh, and that was almost a 19. 27 to hit.
That sort of hits.
Nice. Okay. Shit, I should have clarified. When I raged, I did have my tail. Before
Okay,
anything
going for tail.
super big happens with that.
Okay, sounds good. And for the natural 20, you like come down and slash like straight across, and like one of this thing, like right across its chest, and it stops singing. This one does not does not have the ability to sing anymore. So I'm going to give it a silence marker.
Awesome. And I think I have, that was, what, 25 feet to here. I'm gonna move myself a little bit to position myself a little better. In that.
Okay, and Yaslin, you have dark vision, right?
I do. I have.
Okay. Next harpy is basically just going to come over here, perch on the ledge, get a little closer. The blisswing is not in combat. Okay. Next one, this one just kind of starts following the crow a little bit. Still singing. This one's going to come down here and try to attack Yaslin.
It does have advantage right now because I have not shifted.
Okay, sounds good. It's gonna come down and try to use its claws on you.
Well, would it have advantage anyways because of the flanking, or can I cancel that advantage?
It has
I mean,
advantage because of the flanking.
I'm not super
Okay.
concerned about
Yeah.
taking a couple hits.
Okay, 17. Does that hit?
No, it does not. I think.
Oh, okay,
My
using your
17
reaction.
is my armor class, and then I roll
So-
a D8 on top.
Yeah, so whatever you roll is going to be
Yeah.
more than enough. Okay, cool. I'm going to do it one more time. As it comes down and tries to grab you, you like smack it away. Second attack did not go through for whatever reason. So let's try that again. Misses. So it comes down and she's just trying to like batter at you, but she's going to back up and she's going to get further away. This one is going to use its full movement speed. To get over here. This one's going to stay perched kind of on the rocks below. This one is going to try to fly away. And it's going to move over here. It's like, it's bleeding badly. And it's just like breathing heavily. And Yaslin already used her reaction. So no attack of opportunity there. This one going to pop over here. Okay. Bottom of the round. Everybody give me a wisdom save, please. And this is at advantage for everybody because of Beacon of Hope. Ooh. Good thing Dro had that advantage.
My gosh, thank goodness I
Oh,
had.
Seamus.
It's not a one, though.
It's not a one.
Oh,
Dyer. He's fine. Oh, no, he's not. He doesn't have any advantage, or he doesn't have any bonuses to his wisdom. It's a straight 10. Okay, so Dyer is charmed. So is Seamus. And Tierman? She's fine. At least in this respect.
Yeah.
Okay. So also, anytime somebody takes damage from a source other than the harpy it's charmed against, they get a saving throw. So, Seamus, roll me a d8 since one of my harpies can't sing anymore.
Question.
Makes it easier.
Mm-hmm.
They're charmed by hearing the song, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so Dyer is in love with this one, and Seamus is in love with this one. Number 7. I'm going to say that's number 7. I don't know if that's truly accurate for where they started, but it's in position number 7 now.
This one over.
Yep, that
Okay.
that one. Hey, Margot, you are up.
You know what tends to shut a lot of people up? Fire.
No, they just get really loud.
They don't sing.
Sing. They.
Yeah, I'm gonna fireball. So how is Tierman being held right now?
She does not have evasion, Marco.
Oh my
She's being like
gosh.
pierced into the chest with the mandible, and it's like wrapping around her other side. So she's like
It's in
crooked
its
in
mouth?
What's in the
Mhm.
front of it?
As facing away from the other harpies, flying away, so I could get its little tail end into this fireball and not hurt Tierman.
You could.
Alright, we're gonna... Oh yeah, absolutely. Fuck yes.
So
Oh.
that would hit the ship.
Oh my god.
Can I careful cast for the ship? No, that wouldn't work.
The crow, I didn't put any elevation on it because it just flew straight away.
Oh, okay.
It's not raised up at all. So kind of your best bet is if essentially if you like moved it over here
I don't see where you're...
ish.
Yeah, but then I get less baddies.
Excuse me. So if you want to, like if you're definitely hitting the crow, that's what it would be.
If I'm just gonna go for the big target, then I'm not gonna fireball. I will move over here. Make sure to assume that spell slot. Let's blight it instead. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I had advantage? Can I cancel that advantage?
Yes, you can. It is a magically resistant creature.
Restore balance. You don't get advantage.
Okay, so without advantage, that would have been 19.
Oh. Yeah. That still gets half damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. I want to quicken something. How bad does Tierman look?
About one good snap away from being a sandwich.
Ugh.
Tierman's itty
I'm
bitty,
gonna-
and she is not a fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust somebody else to grab her because if I try to lightly lure her, I might kill her trying to get her back. Oh, but I can quicken and lightning lure the beastie and try to get the beast close enough for someone like Joe to grab her. Let's do that. Let's quicken a spell and cantrip lightning lure.
Okay.
Is the creature's larger than me? It doesn't say anything about the size.
I don't think lightning lure cares about how big it is.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
As long as
that
it's-
one small detail makes that a very strong cantrip.
Just imagine a
Insane
medium-sized
strong
creature grabbing a ginormous creature.
With a cantrip.
Oh my god. No
Oh!
way.
No
No.
fucking way.
Oh.
Hey, he's coming closer
Alright.
to me. Oh
9
shit, he's
damage.
coming closer to me.
And like he's flying away, and there's this lightning tether just.
Drew, get her! Drew, get her! Someone get her!
Oh my
That's
god.
it, that's all I have on my turn.
Dyer's turn. He's just gonna move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's directly underneath this big boy over here. And he's about to jump down, which would cause him to take damage. So he gets another wisdom save. This is at advantage. Okay, he breaks the charm. Just putting that as a record there. And he's directly underneath the crow. Oh shit. And that's his turn. Yeah, let me see. Yaslin. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Swear, I'm in the middle of battle and I'm raging.
13. Okay. Okay. In just a moment. Okay. Things are happening. Seamus, you are up and charmed by this lovely on the edge of the ship.
Just go running over to her, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, you can perform a save at the end of your turn.
That's an advantage because of the hope still. Thing.
Yep.
Speaking of hope.
Mm-hmm. Nice. You are immune to number 7.
Oh, how'd I get over here?
All right. Now that the crew is separated a bit, the harpies are getting a little more feisty. And this one's going to go for an attack on Dro.
Is it 15 feet up still?
No, it has enough movement to drop down to 5 feet above you. Yeah, that works. That'll be 15 to hit.
Misses.
And then the other one. Misses, but it burned all its movement speed and it can't keep going. So it's going to stop there. You got somebody in front of your face, Dro. It's your to go.
The bird's in front of my face. I disappear in shadow step next to Margot. which gives me advantage on hitting Mr. Grabby here.
Yeah, sure. Because of the size of the creature and Tierman's still technically a threat.
Well, if I shadow step, I get advantage on my first hit after shadow stepping.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Cool.
Where did my sword go? There it is.
That'll do.
What is this target picker? Go away.
Yeah, I think there's a new update that's like, hey, I've got a helpful tip for you.
I'm gonna hit, and then I need you to do a con save for stunning strike.
All right. Oh, it wanted to be a natural 20 instead of it's a 22. Alright, so stunning strike does not land this time.
First attack. Can I, if I hit to try to break the restraint, can I still use another stunning strike since I'm hitting it?
Essentially, sure, we'll call it like mechanically we'll do an athletics, a contested athletics check to try to get rid of the grapple, but it's fine enough to call it an attack.
Okay. Oh. So instead of rolling that, I will roll. It's gonna win.
All right.
It wins.
Deep Crow gets a 21.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no way. No.
No. It was a
Con-
good attempt, though.
Con save though.
Okay. Ooh.
I'm glad it did that and not the athletics.
Yeah. It resists you, and like as you, let me see here. What are you hitting it with? Are you hitting it with your sword?
Yeah, make the most sense.
Okay, cool. So part of stunning strike is to like gauge where to hit it, to understand its physiology, and then like take advantage of that. And as you hit this thing, there's like a mental rebound as you fall off of it, as it like as you look at it, and it one of its like yellow eyes like turns and like stares straight at you, and you have absolutely no idea what this thing's physiology is. It is foreign and wrong as far as your monk senses can tell, and you do not get it at all. This one is going to be immune to your stunning strikes for the next round.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Dro?
No, that's all I can do.
Okay. Next up is Tierman. She's going to cast Vortex Warp on herself.
Oh my god, I forgot she had that.
And she's gonna
Good fucking
bam
job.
into the
helm?
control room. And she's just like laying on the ground, just
Joe just looks at Margot. Got her!
Margo looks at you like, oh shit, I'm in front of this bird that now has an open mouth.
Lol.
Fuck.
Yep, that's it.
That's smart.
Pain. Lots of pain going on for her right now. I'm trying to... Yep, that's it. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, well that kind of works out anyways. Margot, Dro, and Seamus, and even Yaslin. The three of you are sitting here paying attention to this thing, but from the shore, like out of the water, you hear like a sound as like this jet of water like lashes out at one of the harpies and kind of grabs it in the back, this one, and it like digs its claws into the rock and like flaps its wings, and the water snaps and like recoils back into the water. And you see, like, as you like look over there, you see like this fishy looking twisted face like sink back into the water.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's thinking Dyer's looking pretty tasty, so he's gonna drop down 5 feet or 10 feet, and he's going to do some attacks on Dyer. First one will be the mandibles. Ooh. 21 to hit. Let's see, what did it roll? I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna use Dyer's silvery barbs here to try to force it to take a lesser roll. Doesn't help enough. So that'll be a 20 to hit. That does hit. So that'll be 12 to Dyer, and he is grappled and restrained inside the birdie's mouth. Oh shit, I played this wrong on previous ones. Okay, now Birdie is going to use his claws, and since Dyer is restrained inside of its mouth, he gets advantage on these.
No, he doesn't. Oh, it doesn't matter. Fuck!
Oh my
Every
god.
time!
219.
219s, that's gonna hit. So that's 12 more on Dyer, and let me see. Dyer's got to make a couple of con saves to see if he keeps his concentration. And he does not have Warcaster. So Beacon of Hope drops. And everybody's back down to normal.
Is that a
Okay,
concentration?
next. Birdie's gonna attack him again. Wow. 16, that is... that is Dyer's armor class, though, which sucks. And he doesn't have shield, because he's a bard. So Dyer is just, like, in this... Like, comes down and, like, kind of gets Dyer around the neck with the mandibles and just, like, slashes into his body. And he's not looking good at all. And he's going to fly up. I'm gonna fly up 20 more feet. So that's, he's got Dyer with him. So we drop down 10 feet. So he's, how much fly speed does this guy have? 80. Okay, so that was 30 total. And he's going to move for another 50. Birdman's trying to take his snack to his roost. Okay. This one's going to come in and get at Yaslin.
It is at advantage right now.
Why? Oh, because you reckless.
Yeah, because I reckless.
Okay, cool. Don't mind if I do. It's still gonna miss. Next one. These guys cannot roll high against Yaslin at all. Okay,
I'll
that
take
was its
it.
whole move. That was its whole move speed, so can't do anything. Yaslin, you are up.
Oh, hello there! Thank you for putting yourself right in front of me.
Jeez, I'm gonna straight up murder both my NPCs tonight.
You're about to.
I'm gonna bonus action, so I have now, 8 temp HP, and
Cool. Very cool.
advantage is no longer a thing. I'm just gonna swing my great axe.
Okay, go for it.
Don't
That'll hit.
Oof.
Okay, a
Alright,
little bit of damage there.
and my second attack.
That'll definitely hit.
And then, on the potentials of seeing that my teammates are absolutely getting surrounded,
Mm-hmm.
I might just shimmy on past this harpy and get back up here.
Okay, it's gonna take a swipe at you.
Now's its chance.
I cannot roll above a freaking 13 against you. It doesn't hit.
Alright. And that'll be the end of my turn up on this rock.
Okay, sounds good. Next up, who is going? Alright, everybody's feeling much more aggressive at this point. This guy's gonna fly over and go for an attack on Seamus here.
His mirror image up too, if I remember correctly. Or did it drop?
Yep. So, Seamus, remind me the mechanics.
I roll a d20 when I have 3 of them up. If it's over a 6, then you hit one of my duplicates. So you
Okay,
hit one of
so
my
this-
duplicates.
Yep, so it goes in, like, grasps at you. One of your duplicates is gone. The next one comes in. I assume a 15 is higher than your double.
Yep, it would hit one of my duplicates again.
Okay, cool. This thing's getting frustrated, just and like getting nothing but air, and you hear like a snarly, "Stand still." I just did that one's turn. This one over here is going to chase down Yaslin and gonna attack her.
I mean,
Nope.
it will certainly try.
It was almost a 17. No, Yaslin, your tail is basically just like.
It's like swatting at flies.
Yeah, these guys can't do anything to Yaslin. Next up, this one, going for Seamus. no, I don't want Yaslin targeted still. This is at advantage. 14? Does that hit? It does.
It would. Let's see if I get it. Oh,
Jeez.
yeah.
All right, all 3 duplicates gone, but well used. I haven't actually hit any of you guys with a heartbeat yet.
Oh.
As you say that.
There we go. Okay. As it comes in and it doesn't go for an attack, it grabs you as you're like busy like matrix dodging everything. It comes down and grabs you on the back of the shoulders and lifts you up and starts to take you to the nest at half speed.
So am I grappled?
You are grappled. And you guys are going 5, 10, 15, 20 this way. And I'm going to say you're about 10 feet up from the deck of the ship. The nest is a little higher, so I'll actually put you here. Okay, next up is this guy. Okay. It's going after Yaslin.
I mean, I did almost kill it. This is very valid.
Not this one. So this one uses its dash to
Oh,
get
that
over
one.
here. And is sitting about 5 feet above Yaslin.
Hello there.
Hey. My next one, the one that Yaslin cut through and stopped its song, is gone.
Oh.
It's just not there anymore.
Huh.
Okay, where's my... I see I'll remove that combatant. Okay. Alright, that's the end of the round. So everybody give me a charm one more time. Or a saving throw. And this is not an advantage this time because Dyer lost concentration.
Not there. Oh, Yaslin's still going strong somehow.
Whoever hit Dro's dice hit him off a nat 1.
Oh, nice. That was Seamus. Was it enough to pass the check?
I think
Tierman
I rolled a
lost
12 last time.
Okay, is that everybody? Yeah, everybody's okay. The DC is 11, so Dyer succeeds exactly. All right. It's okay, and as this like birdie divide and conquer battle rages on, that's where we're going to end tonight because we're right at time, and we will pick this up
Gosh.
next time.